How's it, Dodger?
Fine on you, Chad.
Lekker, man.
Good.
I don't know if I'm hot or if I'm cold, Jerry.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hectic day today as well.
What were you up to?
No, yesterday we had, remember Hendrik and Johan? They had a party last night. So we went across there. But as I, you know, showered last night, Albert, the guy that blows Stasia, he comes into the house and he says, we've got a sewage problem. And there was the sewage overflowing down in the garden. So this morning, the municipality was quite quick, but it was 2 hours till we got it fixed, and roots inside the sewage pipes and things like that. So yeah, it was a hectic day so far. And old Tobias busy vacating his house, so he's dumping things, and I've got to go and take his inverters out. But I haven't got around to it today, so I'll probably do it tomorrow.
Where's he going?
They're relocating down to Rebecca still.
Okay.
He's working in KwaZulu-Natal. His wife is down in the Cape already. She's gone, so he's busy. And they've sold now the house up here, so they're busy vacating the house, getting it back. So the inverter and the stuff must come out there tomorrow.
Good. I'm going to send you this document now as well quickly. I don't know if I did, but I have a squiz of it. And we've got a minute to go. So, yeah, okay, well, thanks very much for telling me that cuck story, Nat. I really didn't need to know that. That's actually why I want to move the radio network to a street group. You can go and discuss the shit running down your street of your own accord. The rest of us here don't need to know about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I must compliment the Mukhali. They were quite helpful today. The on a Sunday morning, so that's a compliment to them.
Adrian, we haven't got this side, China. Like you can't believe it.
With that substation gone.
Yeah, well, they've now brought part of it back up, but yes, it's China. It's unbelievable. I see on the councillor group now. There's another one of the fuse boxes here on the paving somewhere around here that's been vandalized and fuses stolen, and it's just total chaos. And of course, we're going off at 8 o'clock again tonight, so who knows what's going to happen after that. On that happy note, I'd like to say good evening to everybody. Let's get started with this week's net. Let's hear who's out there on the vertical repeater for check-ins. This is Zulu Sierra 6 Oscar Papa Sierra standby. I almost said control.
I'm not going to go on the radio. There's some other radios and stuff here that's going to give me a bad noise. I'm not going to call in, okay?
All right. Okay, so 1901. Let's hear anybody out there. There's a song like that, I think. Anyway, I must acknowledge Success and why he is up on Zoom. So let's hear who else is out there for tonight's net. This ZS6OP is standing by. All right, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but how's that for a microphone?
What is that?
Microphone.
Looks more like a telephone to me, like a microphone.
I know, yeah. That's the microphone for the full big duplex high-tier radio.
Okay.
but at least you can hang it and put it on speaker mic as well. Okay, 1902. Any stations out there? PS. I thought that was paused, but anyway.
So all my shit stories are recorded in any case.
What? You're talking about your sewage.
Yeah.
1903. Let's see if there's any further check-ins, and if anybody ever watches this video, you'll discover just what sewage can do in the back garden. 6 IPS standing by.
I'm seeing the back specialist on Tuesday, so let's see what happens there.
How's the back going, man?
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
How's your banking going?
Fair. Fair.
I've stabilized at about 115, and I'm just doing this the whole time.
I've also stabilized, but not too high. But well, but still, everything else is quite nice, and I'm working quite nicely down in Pretoria. So yeah, actually, life is not too bad at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, 1904, second last call for check-ins. This is ZS6 IPS standing by. I should have actually tested this microphone on one of the other radios tonight. Okay, last call for check-ins. ZS6 IPS standing by, or has ECRN thrown everybody off here again? I'm telling you, every time that they connect ECRN up and they got these notifications, people are off the.
It's so irritating. People just switch off.
Yeah, absolutely. But these fools don't want to listen. They think they're big shots on it, and we just got to indulge in their bullshit. Okay, 1905. Good evening, everybody. No further check-ins. Not a problem at all. Let's get started. Greetings to one and all, and welcome to this week's net. Those wishing to join the net using Zoom may do so now as Zoom is open. If you do not have the Zoom link, please contact me on WhatsApp 082-859-2684, and I'll send you the link with the greatest of pleasure. Today is Sunday, 11 June 2023, and the time is 19:05. We begin the weekly net with the radio amateur check-ins on the Roodepoort repeater for 5 minutes before proceeding. The ZS6 IPS returning. This net is broadcast every Sunday, starting at Sunday evening at least, starting at 1900, and is broadcast for the benefit of radio amateurs, disaster relief cert volunteers, and members of the general public. This net is therefore open to all interested parties. Everyone is welcome to participate using either amateur radio, Zoom, or both. All right, ZS6 IPS returning. I'd like to remind all radio amateurs who have not checked in that you do not need to be a member of any group or club to check in or to use the repeater or any of the amateur radio bands. All that is required from you is that you have a valid amateur radio license issued by ICASA, which automatically grants you the right to use any of the amateur radio bands at any time. There's no need to ask for or be granted permission from anyone to use the repeaters or amateur radio bands. I'd also like to encourage all listeners and participants to share the weekly net Zoom link with everyone they know throughout South Africa. Doing so will help us grow the weekly net and will also contribute to disseminating information as far and wide as possible. Now it's time to unpack the weekly COVID-19 figures, or so I thought. As I've said previously, just a quick reminder that many tracking sites have closed down, including the NICD. I can only provide information provided by or supplied by the World Health Organization. So globally, we have 767,984,000 cases, compared to last week's 750,000. And of course, these are the figures at 7 June 2023 at 0600. Sorry, it shouldn't be the 7th of June, the 17th of June. So what do we have? We've got a global increase of 234,136 cases compared to last week's 385,970. So we are now eventually only seeing a significant drop in cases. Instead of millions per week, we're down to a couple of 100,000. The global death toll stands at 6,943,390 compared to last week's 6,941,095. That's only an increase of 2,200 comparing with last week's of 2,700. Even that has reduced by almost 500. Mpox has been reported at 87,979 cases globally as at the 12th of June, compared to last week's figure of 87,929. We see an increase of 50 this week, whereas last week that increase stood at 71. South Africa still hasn't reported any additional cases or deaths, and of course our figure stands at 5 confirmed cases to date. Right, ZS6OP is returning. Here comes the sad news. Maybe it's because of the long weekend that we have been through. But cholera, no further updates on any of the sites whatsoever. Our figures are still standing on the 11th of June's totals of 166 and 32 deaths. So no change in that, but no reporting in it. All of these figures are skewed, and of course, you know, there's no official updates on NICD since 26th of May. Now, when we, that's for months, I should say, there's no updates for months either, because our figures are still sitting at 26th May, leaving us with 580 cases, KZN at 280, 97 in Mpumalanga, and 64 in Gauteng province. Same thing applies with diphtheria. Still 2 laboratory confirmed cases of toxigenic diphtheria disease were identified in April, so no further information on that. However, all clinicians throughout the country are still urged to have the high index of suspicion for diphtheria and to notify suspected cases and to send notify suspected cases and to send specimens to the laboratory for testing. And again, due to the outbreak of measles, I felt that I should in actual fact be reporting on this on a weekly basis, which I will do this week. And I'm extremely glad to tell you, in line with all the other communicable diseases that I have reported on so far this evening, there are no updates whatsoever since the 9th of June 2023. You see what happens when I say good news, somebody shouts at me. All right, so from the last figures of 9 June, South Africa is still sitting on 1,060 cases worldwide, because there is absolutely no information having been reported on that one. Therefore, let's see. I'd like to encourage everyone to register as a disaster relief cert volunteer. Maybe we could supply and monitor the figures and have some current information flowing to the general public. However, the whole purpose of joining disaster relief cert is volunteers to prepare and train to assist local communities when disaster strikes. That being said, I'd like to call upon any of the radio amateurs who have not yet checked in to provide your call sign now. I'll add you to the end of this week's check-in list. ZS6 OPS standing by. Okay.
Sorry for the
Nothing heard, nothing heard. I'd like to thank all those who have checked in this week, as well as those who have joined via Zoom. And as COVID-19 is still an ongoing pandemic, it hasn't been downgraded from a pandemic at this moment, but it's no longer of international concern, so a bit of a strange one on that one. However, remember to physically distance yourself and to wear a mask to protect others, especially the elderly who could lose their lives if infected with COVID-19. However, it is still best to sanitize and wash your hands on a regular basis in any event, especially with all these additional respiratory diseases that are popping up around us. And this will definitely assist in stopping them. So for the week moving forward, be safe, be prepared, and of course, be happy. This is ZS6 OPS now releasing the red report repeater for general use. Cheers all. Ish. What in the world did you scream in my ear then?
No, it was yeah. I switched screens and suddenly a paused YouTube video started playing.
Yeah, that's very irritating, Matt. I must admit, it happens here. And then, I've got a shitload of windows open, and I'll go and get coffee, and I'll come back, and here's this thing fucking blaring like crazy.